All that you have accomplished, all that you have won, yet still you lick the boots of kings. All should bow before you. Make them.
Upon entering the lost lands of Pandaria, an adventurer soon encounters the disease infecting the land. Negative emotion manifests into creatures known as the Shah, creatures of pure anger, despair, doubt, fear, hatred, pride, and violence. These manifestations are the reason the Pandarans remain so calm. But where did they come from? Ask any lore walker, and they will provide you with an answer. During the Titans' battle with the Old Gods during the early days of Azeroth, they sought to slay the evil gods. The first being they struck down was Y'Shaarj, a seven-headed monstrosity. The Old God cursed the land with his dying breath, one burden for each of its heads. These manifested as the Shah and seeped into the land, where they lay dormant for many thousands of years. The Titans locked away the Old God's heart within the vault of Y'Shaarj, beneath Pandaria, and learned that killing an Old God can be just as dangerous as letting it roam free. The Shah are one of the Pandarans' greatest threats. The other two, the Mantid and the Mogu, also have ties to the deceased Old God. The Mogu were created by the Titans and assisted their creators in killing Y'Shaarj. After the Titans' departure, however, the Mogu fell victim to the Old God's curse of flesh. As they succumbed to their fleshy forms, they began to crave power, and created a great empire with its heart at the Mogushan Palace and vaults, old Titan remnants. They enslaved the Pandarans, and were only defeated when the Pandarans led a revolution thousands of years ago. Their success led to the formation of the Pandaran Empire. When the Mogu fell, the Zandalari attempted an invasion of Pandaria, and enlisted the Mogu clan's help. They failed the first time, but recently have returned for a second attempt, promising to resurrect the Mogu Empire's first emperor. These Mogu, once defenders and protectors of the planet, have become hostile and hateful due to the Old God's corruption. The Mantid are the Pandarans' other constant threat, swarming the Serpent's Spine every century in an attempt to swarm the land. They originate from the Akir Empire, the very same empire that broke into the Karaji and Nerubian civilizations. The Akir that traveled to Pandaria were shaped into the Mantid, where they began worshipping the old god Y'Shaarj. The Klaxi, elders and leaders among the Mantid, likely originated as a priesthood dedicated to the worship of their old god master. In recent times, the Mantid have begun their attack a decade earlier than expected, due to the corruption of the Mantid Empress by the Shah of Fear, one of the Shah Primes. The Empress bid her subjects to allow the Shah to corrupt them. The Klaxi seek allies to stop the Empress from destroying the Mantid, but warn that should Y'Shaarj ever return, they would serve him and him alone, an event that occurs when the heart of Y'Shaarj is uncovered. The Shah Primes are found and destroyed one by one, until only the Shah of Pride remained. It coalesced when Warchief Garrosh Hellscream sought to use the power of the Old God's heart in his war against the Alliance. He resurrected the heart in the pools of the Vale of the Eternal Blossoms, causing massive destruction to the Vale and the Shah of Pride to emerge. The Shah was defeated, but Garrosh escaped to Orgrimmar with the heart. The Klaxi followed the Warchief, and it was up to both the Alliance and the faction of the Horde following Vol'jin to siege Orgrimmar and strip Garrosh of his power. There, they were forced to contend with the remaining power of Y'Shaarj. Once the battle was over, the heart failed, and the remaining hold Y'Shaarj claimed over Azeroth faded away. There are still two old gods that remain active on Azeroth, pulling invisible strings behind the shadows. Only one is known by name, and is often whispered as the greatest of the old gods. He fought off Cthulhu and Yogg-Saron combined, and held his own against the Titans. He is known as N'Zoth. We do not know what grotesque form N'Zoth takes, only some of the manipulations he has accomplished. Even some of those are left to speculation. Zoth is the main creature responsible for Deathwing's recent resurgence and the Cataclysm, as well as the horrors that beset the Twilight Highlands. Deathwing bears the mark of his corruption, eventually growing tentacles and grotesque growths. Zoth partners his champion with his old generals, particularly Warlord Zonaz, who led the forces of Yasharaj against Cthulhu and Yogg-Saron, and Yorsaj, the Unsleeping, who seeks to free as many Faceless Ones from the earth as possible. Zoth has also been strongly hinted as the old god behind the Emerald Dream's corruption. Used as a blueprint for the Titans for the creation of Azeroth, the Emerald Dream began to fall victim to the Emerald Nightmare. The origins of the nightmare are a matter of speculation, but when Malfurion Stormrage cleansed the Dream of the Nightmare, and defeated the Nightmare Lord Xavius, he discovered a presence. The Nightmare refused to leave the fissure known as the Rift of Alm, and when probed, Malfurion sensed a great evil, one that lived under Azeroth's own oceans. He sealed off the rift for the time being, but it's been hinted that the great evil was the old god N'Zoth. N'Zoth residing beneath the oceans of Azeroth would also fall in line with the whisperings of the puzzle box of Yogg-Saron. In the sunken city he lays dreaming. The drowned god's heart is black as ice. At the bottom of the ocean, even light must die. In the land of Neolotha, there is only sleep. Neolotha is a city of old, terrible, unnumbered crimes. In the sleeping city of Neolotha, walk only mad things. The stars sweep chill currents that make men shiver in the dark. The fish know all the secrets. They know the cold. They know the dark. If this is true, N'Zoth is likely behind the events in the deepest regions of Vashj'ir, where the Faceless Ones and tentacles are present, and where the ancient demigod Lagorek is being slowly consumed by something immense beneath the ocean. It is strongly suspected that the being mentioned is an old god. N'Zoth's presence beneath the oceans could also suggest that he was behind the corruption of Azshara's Night Elves into the Twisted Naga. It is highly plausible that N'Zoth was one of the three manipulating Neltharion into creating the Dragon Soul, and whispering to Azshara and her advisors to summon the Burning Legion to Azeroth. With the old god mired in mystery and speculation, we can only guess when we'll face him. But soon we must, and when we do, we'd best hope we're ready, because the being is likely to be the greatest challenge the heroes of Azeroth have ever faced.